Set up with the hands underneath the shoulders and set up with the ball of the foot, not the tiptoe, the ball of the foot on the floor. Feet should be hip width, so not touching, not wide, just in line with each hip joint, or just a pinch narrower. Create torque through the wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Pack the neck. Make sure you're not protracted, make sure you're not retracted, just neutral. Lock in the glutes, lock in the abs. Should not see an anterior tilt, should see a posterior tilt with a packed neck. Breathe here. Okay, so the plank exercise at the hands and wrists instead of the plank at the elbows. Why do I coach this move? Well, I find if I skip this posture with people, their push-up position, they get into bad positions. They don't have the strength to hold the top posture and to maintain that posture through the entire movement. So we're utilizing this movement to build strength in a locked out arm posture with a good body posture as well. For this movement, if you have bad wrists, great. That's why we're doing this movement. We're exposing your wrist problem. We want to improve your wrist strength. If you have painful wrists, I'm going to show you how to do this exercise without hurting those wrists. For now, we're gonna perform the move on our hands, and I'll get into some other stuff on what you can do about that wrist. Okay. So I want you to set up with your hands underneath your shoulders, organize your neck back, tuck the chin, and I want you to set up on the ball of the feet. Okay, so I don't want you on your tiptoe, I want you on the balls of the feet. And here we've talked about protraction, retraction. I don't want you in a retracted posture, and I don't want you 100% protracted. I just want you in a packed neck, torqued shoulder posture. Connect with the ribs. The ribs should not be arched. The ribs should be packed down. Squeeze the glutes to flex the tailbone into the right position. The pelvis should be in a posterior tilt. We don't want to be in anterior tilt. We want to be locking in the glutes into a posterior tilt. With the neck packed, ribs under control, glutes and abs under control, legs should be locked out, not sagging. And we want to resist twisting. No twisting. That is an exercise, it's not what we're doing here. So no twisting, no shifting, just locking in a good posture here. Very good. That's the plank at the wrists. And now let's talk about what you're gonna do if you have wrist issues with that movement. So we need to correct that wrist stuff. We need to improve your grip strength and the strength around the joint. And one thing we want to address real quick before I show you these variations, if you're not creating torque through your wrist while you're in this plank posture, you're gonna have pain. You can't be falling into an internally rotated posture and expect that you're safe and strong there. You have to create torque. See how I'm gripping my hand and creating torque? So when I'm in this plank posture, I'll show you from here, my fingers are spread wide. They're not together. This is a very weak hand position, and I'm just pushing through all my bones right here. We want the hands wide. My thumb and pinky are pushed apart as wide as possible, and I'm gripping the floor with my fingertips and my big knuckles. And there's so much active. Just like the foot can be active, the hand is active here. So it's not a limp, dead thing that I'm just pushing through. It's a very active grip. So I'm like this. Okay, you create that grip and you create the torque. See how my elbow pit turned to face the camera? So that's important. If you're here, yeah, you're gonna have shoulder junk, elbow junk, wrist junk. This is not a good place to load your body weight through your wrist and elbow and shoulder. You've got to create torque. So work on creating torque. Your elbow pitch should be forward with a locked out elbow. Shoulders should not be up. They should be packed into a solid position, a neutral place. Lock it in and hold that plank posture. If you start collapsing, you're fatigued, take a break. Take a moment to get it back. Lock in that torque. Set up, pack the neck, good shoulders, abs, and good breathing. Okay, so let's get to those variations. Let's say your wrists just are not agreeing with you and you've got to work on them separately with isolation exercises. Well, I'm still gonna want you to do movements that require you to be on your hands. So if you take a couple dumbbells, so we're gonna take the 15s here. So there's nothing really wrong with your wrist in this position. You can probably grab dumbbells, you can probably grab a stick. You know, it's this position that's hurting you. This extreme bend in the wrist is what's hurting you. This position is not a problem. So that means we can train in a position that is safe for you. So if you grab a couple dumbbells or a couple handles, something that's stable. Actually, if it's a circular dumbbell, that's even better because it's going to challenge the stability around your wrist. And that is going to strengthen all the muscles running through your wrist. Strength leads to a strong structure. Without strength, we get weak, we get injured. So we want to add strength to the system. So don't be afraid to use a circular dumbbell. All right, so this dumbbell now allows me to keep my wrist much straighter. It's not dead straight, it's neutral. All right, the weight is pushing through my palm. If my hand was like this, the weight's pushing through my thumb, that does not feel good. So push through the base of the palm here and then grip around. All right, so because I want your arms in line with your shoulders, we're not gonna do a wide position out here, we're gonna be here. All right, so dumbbell is not like this, it's like so. And I want you to make sure your grip feels safe. Set up on the balls of the feet, pack the neck, make sure the shoulders are in a good position, create torque. See how my elbow pits are facing you? They're not facing in, they're facing you, and I'm locking in this posture. From here, we can actually perform a really good push-up. So that's why we are training this plank here, so that you can lock in this posture and be able to do things on your hands in this posture. You'll be able to build tremendous upper body strength when you have your wrists and your hands stronger and you're planking on your hands. All right, make sure your chin stays tucked, you're not looking around up here. Pack the neck and breathe properly in this position to finish off that core recruitment. All right, that's the plank at the hands and wrists. Good luck, have fun.